Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, ready for race number 7 of 12 for the Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown. We'll take a look at the schedule right here. Race number 7, 50 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The Coleman Designs, 50. Last week we were at the Stafford Speedway, good race there. Justin Coleman picked up his second victory in a row. Won South Boston the week before. Can he make it 3 in a row here tonight? We're going to find out a little bit later on. On-track action, we've got it all over the place. Up front, on the top of the board, Mark Keatman just ahead of Brandon Elvis. You see the times very, very close here. We've got about 24 cars taking time. We will see who is able to walk away with the victory. Only 16 cars going to go to the main from qualifying. The rest going to go to the B feature, which will transfer 4 cars, making up a 20-car starting field. We've got a minute left in practice here. A big field of cars. Going to be an exciting one here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll get the race info up for you guys right here. Track temp. Temperature is 72 degrees, so it's kind of cool out here at Nashville tonight. Track temp should be down and should provide some pretty good racing. It's going to be pretty fun. On the left side of your screen, you see we have 16 seconds left in practice before we go qualifying. This is going to be a big moment here, folks. A lot of guys have a lot of pressure on them to lay down a good lap time here. Qualifying points on the line as well. If we pop away and take a look at our point standings coming into this race, Brandon Elvis, your leader, but just 8 points back. Justin Coleman closing that gap after another victory. He's got 3 this season. He's going to try and make it 3 in a row and pick up his 4th here tonight. Chris Smith right there in the 3rd spot. He has not finished outside of the top 5 one time this season. 6 for 6 on being inside the top 5. We'll see if he can make something happen here tonight. Brady Cox right there in the 4th position. Missed the race a couple weeks back. Not able to make South Boston. Jeremiah Woods right there as well. Zach Murphy, winner at Langley. As we will get our timing and scoring up on the left side. The first driver out on the racetrack, the Iowa driver, the number 2 machine. Across the stripe right there. Green flag is out for Mark Keatman. Been on iRacing for 12 years. He's got K-Cars, Clive Power Equipment, Friesen Performance, and Arkham Setup Shop on that beautiful number 2 car. He comes around. He's going to see the the white flag right here. White flag is out for Mark Keatman. First lap time, a 20.03. Second quick for right now as Brandon Elvis goes a little bit quicker in the 54. He's still going on lap number 2. Elvis in the 54 calls Myrtle Beach, South Carolina home. He's got Chestnut Hill, the restaurant, Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication, Coleman Design on that race car. He is quick time right now, though, with a 20.01. Currently sitting at the top spot, but a lot more guys left to go. Here's the man that everybody has their eye on, the 14 machine, Justin Coleman. Trying to make it 3 victories in a row here in the Street Stock Showdown. Justin Coleman, the driver out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Very happy about this race here tonight. Second quick with a 20.03 for the driver of the 14 machine. Next up on the racetrack, coming around. High exit out of turns 3 and 4. Green flag is out for Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth winner back in week number 1 at the Kern County Raceway Park. Calls the Anderson, Indiana home as he goes up into turns 3 and 4. Didn't like that first lap time. Gonna try and go again on lap number 2, see what he's got. First lap gonna be 22nd. Noah Comer on lap number 2 right here across the stripe. He is going to be 21st quick in the 15 outside of the transfer spot. So we've got a couple more drivers left to qualify. Carter Hollingsworth goes to the top spot in the 5 machine, a 20.01, just a little bit quicker than Brandon Elvis. As Jackson McLaren in the 7 machine making his debut here in the Street Stock Showdown. Second lap time. Going to put him 18th quick. He's going to be heading to the B feature here this evening. We have 2 cars left to qualify here this evening. Matt Fuca in the 93 and Wade Enyart in the 21X. But a good field of cars here tonight. David Lux sitting on the cutoff spot right now to get into the A main event. But a huge field of cars. Gonna have a big fight for our B feature. Remember, the top 4 cars transferring through. There's another driver trying to make his way, punch his ticket. We've got 50 seconds left here in the qualifying session. Through turns 3 and 4, Wade Enyart making his way in qualifying. Enyart loose through 1 and 2. He's going to try and get the power down. Looks like he's going to spin it out. Damage on the front end right there. And Enyart is going to get out and call it a day. Matthew Fuca going to try and get a lap in here in the 93 machine. Green flag. He's going to have one shot at it here. 1 lap for the 93 of Fuka. As he makes his way through turns 1 and 2. Fuka making his first start here this evening in the 2024 Street Stock Showdown. As he makes his way through turns 3 and 4, he's going to see the checkered flag. Where will he go lap time-wise? And will that lap count? Looks like he went 24th quick. So he is going to be heading to the B feature as well. As we will get our results from qualifying up on the left side of our screen. As we see right here, Carter Hollingsworth on the top spot in the number 5, a 20.014, 4 1,000ths quicker than Brandon Elvis, 8 1,000ths quicker than Chris Smith. Very close times right there. In the same 10th of a second up until the 13th place. Todd Lamphere a 10th back, and it just gets close from there. Everybody inside of the same times here. So we look at the back half of the field right here. A couple drivers not able to make it through qualifying. Going to be heading to this B feature event. We're going to have 8 cars here in our B feature. As we look at the left side of our screen, 9 cars getting set, ready to go. In our B feature, we'll have 10 laps here at the Fairgrounds to see who will join our A feature competitors. Alrighty, folks, I'm back on the WD Broadcasting Network. Had to take a step away there to figure out what was wrong with the dog. I don't know if you guys could hear it in the background, but it was surely bothering me. Had to make sure there was nothing going on outside the door, but we're all good to go, and we are ready to go. B feature racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jeremiah Woods going to roll off on the pole next to Jackson McLaren in the 7. Charles Miller rolling off third next to Zane Bierman in the 55. And back behind them, it's Mark Welch, Kyle Heinzelman, row number 3. And back behind them, Noah Comer in the 15, and Matthew Fuka in the 93. Wade Enyart tagging along there at the back as well. So the white flag being displayed for the field. We're going to be going green flag racing next time around. Jeremiah Woods and Jackson McLaren going to send us off. We'll ride behind them on the WD Broadcasting Network drone camera. And into turns 3 and 4, you see the pace car make its way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Woods on the bottom, McLaren up top through the restart zone, and we are racing here at Fairgrounds. Good start there up front. Dead even going into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Woods going to peek out with the early advantage down low. Give Jeremiah Woods the advantage and the race lead down the back straightaway. But here comes Jackson McLaren fighting back on that outside lane. They're going to slide through turns 3 and 4. Zane Bierman trying to peek his nose in as well. Short B feature here, 9 laps. Going to click off quick. These guys outside that 4th spot are going to have to move forward in a hurry. Right now, Mark Welch defending Charles Miller, trying to take that spot away. As Welch is going to get clear and away for now. Meanwhile, Matthew Fuka in the 93. He's trying to make his way forward. He's a regular here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in real-life competition. So Fuka trying to get into the A feature here tonight and have a shot at the victory. So we'll come back around. Jeremiah Woods up front. Race leader comes back to 7 to go. Trying to hold everybody off. He's just got to be inside that top 4 to race for the A tonight. As, oh, look under the inside right here. Jackson McLaren in the 7. Peaks to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Wood's going to have to defend up top. 6 laps to go at the line. Meanwhile, we look back behind. Mark Welch with Kyle Heinzelman in the 57 underneath him, trying to get into that last transfer spot. Heinzelman down low, Welch up top, trying to use that outside lane to build up some momentum. 5 laps to go across the line that time. Heinzelman down on the bottom side, starting to peek out in front of the one machine. Mark Welch still trying to hang on for that final transfer spot. Heinzelman goes up the racetrack a little bit. 99 machine still has the advantage though into turns 3 and 4 that time. From 57 of Heinzelman up the racetrack a little bit. Up into that left side door. So we've got 3 laps to go at Nashville in the B feature. We still look at this battle for the 4th position. Kyle Heinzelman underneath Mark Welch in the 99. 2 laps to go, battling for a spot in the A feature. Matt Fuca in the 93. He's trying to throw his name into the mix as well. He looks to the bottom, 3 wide. Nearly room right there. Contact with the 99 of Mark Welch. White flag is out, 1 more lap to go. Jackson McLaren leads, but all eyes right now are on that 4th spot. Welch gets down in front of the 93. Does he have anything for Kyle Heinzelman into the final set of corners? Into turns 3 and 4 one more time. Mark Welch drives it in very deep, gets up to the back bumper, but he's not going to have enough. Jackson McLaren going to win the B feature, and Jeremiah Woods, Zane Bierman, and Kyle Heinzelman going to transfer behind him. It was a good battle there till the end. Thought Matt Fuca was going to throw it underneath 3 wide, but thought better of it, back down to that situation, and ended up coming home in the 6th spot. Now time for our warm-up. Everybody going to have 3 minutes to get their cars settled in and underway. We'll see if we can get the grid up on our screen. Maybe we'll have to wait until the race starts, but we'll get the results from qualifying up on our screen one more time and grab a word from our fast qualifier, Carter Hollingsworth. I believe he is in Discord somewhere. Let's see if we can find him up in the booth. Carter Hollingsworth, we got a copy. Alrighty, we're qualified on the pole here tonight. Very, very close, under a 10th, all the way to the 12th spot. Going to be a tight field. You're going to roll off from the 5th spot. How are you feeling about your chances here to pick up another victory? Alrighty, well, sounds like you've got a game plan heading into this race, and we wish you luck, and we hopefully can talk to you post-race. Alrighty. That was Carter Hollingsworth, driver of the number 5 machine. We'll see if he can pick up the victory. Going to be starting from the 5th spot. So we'll get the results off of our screen right here. Got to set up voice chat. I realized just now that for some reason Carter's audio was not picking up very good right there. Hopefully the next interview that we get will be a little bit better, but regardless. And we are gonna be ready to go at Nashville momentarily. Get our timing up on the left side of our screen. Justin Coleman, fastest here in the warm-up session. 25 seconds to go. We are going to get ready to send these guys green for 50 laps of green flag racing. Hopefully green flag, I should say. I didn't jinx myself, but it's going to be a fun race here tonight. Some money on the line, courtesy of Coleman Designs. Justin Coleman, top of the board right now. You see him on screen. Winner of the last 2 races. He loves Nashville Fairgrounds. It's his home track. He decided to put up a little bit of money for these guys to run for. So hopefully we see some good, hard racing. As right now, the checkered flag flies on our warm-up session, and it is time for the Coleman Design 50. We'll go over our starting lineup here in just a moment. Let me get it up on the screen. There we go. Mark Keatman going to be rolling off on the pole in the number 2 machine. The invert was a 5, so fast qualifier Carter Hollingsworth going to start 5th. But outside of row number 1, it'll be Justin Coleman, winner the last 2 weeks, putting up the money here tonight. We'll see if he can get it done. Chris Smith starts 3rd in the 80 machine. Outside of him, it's going to be the points leader, Brandon Elvis. Carter Hollingsworth, your fast qualifier, rolls off 5th with Austin Godfrey to his outside in the 1 machine. Zach Murphy in the 29, winner at Langley a couple weeks ago, going to roll off 7th. Next to Tate Payne in the 12. He's got 1 start this season, making his 2nd here tonight. Carter Russo came up short last week at the Stafford Speedway, ended up in the 6th spot. He starts 9th here this evening. He's back behind them, or sorry, Brady Cox up to the outside of Carter Russo, going to roll off 10th. So they're out, or back behind them. Ryan Hufford going to start 11th in the 83. With Zach Coyer in the 13 next to him, starting 12th. And back behind them, sorry about that, folks. Back behind them, it'll be Todd Lamphere in the 26. And Trey Ashworth making his debut in the 8th spot, or in the 8 machine. Dave Leonard Jr. rolls off 15th in the 27. David Lux to his outside in the 104. Back behind them, it'll be Jackson McLaren in the 23. And Jeremiah Woods in the 222s. Zane Bierman going to roll off 19th in the 55. And rounding out our field, going to be Kyle Heinzelman in the 57. The field going around for another pace lap right here. Going to get the white flag. And with the white flag right here, we're going to do a little virtual wave lap. Whoever your pick is, put them down in the chat below. Let them know you're cheering for them and watching this race here tonight. Coleman Design 50 coming at you next lap. We just got the white. It'll be Mark Keatman, Justin Coleman, your front 2. Can Coleman make it 3 in a row in the 14? Can Keatman strike? Can Brandon Elvis pick up another victory? We're going to find out as they make their way down the back straightaway. As the pace car is off, down through turns 3 and 4, through the restart zone, we are underway here in Nashville. Down into turns 1 and 2, it's Mark Keatman leading through the first set of corners. Justin Coleman will fall back into the 2nd spot. We are clean and green here at Nashville Fairgrounds through turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Lap number 1 going to be Mark Keatman in the 2. Mark Keatman, the Iowa driver, takes the top spot from the get-go. Points leader sits in the 3rd spot right now. Everybody's still clean and green back behind. We're 2 laps in here at Fairgrounds. Coleman gets run up on the race leader, Mark Keatman. I expect not to see anybody get too far out. These guys very close on times. Coleman going to put a lot of pressure on the back bumper of the 2. You see the field making their way down the back straightaway. Everybody battling for as many positions as they can get early here. You see Zach Murphy underneath your fast qualifier, Carter Hollingsworth. He said he was going to ride around and wait until the time was to go. Hollingsworth back in the 7th spot right now. battling with Murphy for P6. Ooh, contact out back. Ryan Humford down the racetrack in the 83. Looks like he hangs on to that race car. There's contact right there. Fortunately, everybody able to keep it going. As things start to sort themselves out, everybody finding a spot, finding their rhythm. 5 laps in here. Ooh, a couple cars on the outside wall right there. I think that was Dave Leonard Jr. in the 27, got up and tagged the outside wall, the white and orange car. As the field up front starts to begin getting stretched out, Mark Keatman pulls away to the early advantage. He's got Justin Coleman back behind him, Brandon Elvis in the 3rd spot. Go on board with Brandon Elvis right here, trying to track down his teammate, Justin Coleman. These two tangled last night. Had a little bit of contact at the Myrtle Beach Speedway in the All-Star Racing League. Hopefully these guys have let that go, but we would keep that in the back of our minds here as we progress later through the event. As Mark Keaton comes around, turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 7 here. Oh, it's out back, big time problems. Trey Ashworth into the outside wall. Todd Lamphere, trouble there as well. Jackson McLaren around in the 7. Big time issues right there. So we'll go back and take another look at what happened. You see into turns 3 and 4 right here, just a little bit of a bumper. Looks like the 8th machine just didn't know he was clear. I think it just came up the racetrack a little bit. We'll get one more look at that. From the drone camera right here, looks like the 27 Leonard how to run, and up the racetrack he went. 8 machine, big time damage there in the 7. He's going to be down pit road, and he might be calling this one a night. As you see Trey Ashworth right there in the 8 down pit road. A lot of front end damage on that race car. Ashworth out of the state of Tennessee, so home track for him here. Not the performance he wanted. Going to be down pit road. Todd Lamphere also down pit road in the 26. He comes down with a lot of front end damage as well. Looks like he might be calling it a night. But definitely damage there on the 26. Looks like they got a bumper piece back on at least, but not what we wanted to see here early. Who else was involved? Looks like everybody else was able to pull away. A big time event there on lap number 9. First caution flag of tonight's event. So we've got 40 laps to go, short and sweet here in the Street Stock Showdown. Mark Keatman still your race leader after starting on the pole. As the field makes their way down the back straightaway. See if they get the white flag. They will be getting the white flag right here. Going to be going green next time by. It'll be Mark Keatman, Justin Coleman once again. We'll see who gets the jump this time around. As the lights go away on the iRacing.com pace car, the field doubles up behind. We will send them back. Green flag racing, still 19 cars on the lead lap. At the front of them right there, Mark Keatman in the 2 machine. The field makes their way into turns 3 and 4. The pace car drops to the safety of pit road. We will see who's going to take the advantage here. The restart zone. Green flag is back out. We are back racing at Nashville. Keatman, another good restart there on the bottom of the racetrack. He gets the advantage through turns 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis in the 54. He gets out ahead of Justin Coleman, trying to take the 2nd spot away. It's into turns 3 and 4. The 54. Brandon Elvis down low, trying to clear teammate Justin Coleman up top. Looks like Coleman going to have that run on the outside lane. We'll see if he can come back and take that spot back. We are 14 laps in this next time around. Back behind him, Zach Murphy trying to get around Austin Godfrey. 5th spot. Brandon Elvis, Justin Coleman still battling for that 2nd position. Elvis lost some ground there on the bottom of the racetrack. Ooh, trouble out back. Carter Russo around in the 21. Multiple cars also involved. Ryan Hufford in the 83 was tagged right there, but Carter Russo going for a spin down the back straightaway. Not sure what happened there, but we will take another look. See if we can't figure out what happened. Here it is through the exit of turns 1 and 2. Looks like Hollingsworth on the inside in the 5 machine underneath got loose up on the bottom. Russo nowhere to go in the 21. They were racing hard for the 7th spot. As we're back live right there, you see Carter Russo down pit road in the 21. Mark Keatman up front. Carter Hollingsworth, I should say, to the back after that one. He's got some damage on the front end of that race car too. But up front, Mark Keatman still your leader, coming back to the white flag this time. Coming back to the white flag, 1 lap until we go back green flag racing. The field going to double up behind the iRacing.com pace car. As they double up, lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car. Going to be sending them back green flag racing, this time by just shy of halfway here in this one. Coming back to 19 laps complete. 31 laps to go. Mark Keatman, Justin Coleman still your front 2. Brandon Elvis was close there in the 54. What does he have on this restart? The pace car is off the field, making their way through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. The green flag is out, and we are back underway. Good launch there from Mark Keatman on the bottom, but here comes Justin Coleman. Ooh, Brandon Elvis thought about 3 wide there for a minute. Not able to get there. Down the back straightaway they go. Justin Coleman gets out in front of Brandon Elvis. He's going to try and battle for the race lead. Into the field, making their way. Battle up for the 3rd spot. Looks like Smith into the 80. Looks like he's going to fall back for now. Murphy's right now. As well. Godfrey down low, Murphy up top. Everybody scrambling for positions, battles all over. Little Kyle Heinzelman fought to get into this race. He's up in the 10th spot. He's up in front of him. Zach Murphy still trying to get around Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine. Mark Keatman still your race leader up front. Justin Coleman right there behind him though. Last time around, I think the lap times between the 2. Keatman was just barely a little bit quicker that last time though. Coleman faster in the 14. So these two very, very close on times. This time around, we'll see cross flags halfway in, halfway home for race leader Mark Keatman, trying to pick up his first victory in the Street Stock Showdown. 25-year-old man back around. running single file through your top 10. Starting to settle down here, keeping up front, trying to hang on to this race as best they can. Coleman got his neck right there in the 14. Trying everything he can do to build up a run. You see him shooting it up the racetrack, trying to get that run off of the exit of the corner. Between the two. On the back bumper right there is Justin Coleman trying to take the lead. So we look back behind, David Leonard Jr. in the 27, battling with David Lux up top. Lux down low trying to get, or Lux up top I should say, trying to get that 11th spot from David Leonard Jr. Looks like he's gonna get it loose off the corner though. Everybody hangs on to it. So we look back up front. Austin Godfrey under pressure from Zach Boyer. Boyer trying to grab the 6th spot as we've got a battle for the lead. Justin Coleman finds some real estate underneath the 2 machine of Mark Keatman. Can Keatman shut the door into turns 3 and 4? Looks like he's going to be able to. He will hold him off for now, but Justin Coleman was trying to make something happen there. 20 laps to go across the stripe. Coleman in the 14 is all over the back bumper of the number 2, trying everything he can to pick up the victory. Got 19 to go. Coleman almost pushing Keatman into the corners of the racetrack they go. Coleman going to try and build up the run. He's got to run in the 14. Can he peek to the inside? Looks like he's going to tuck right there. Coming back to 18 laps to go. The top 3 all right there with one another. Justin Coleman looks like he's got the fastest race car, trying to find some real estate to get around the number 2 of Mark Keatman. He's into turns 3 and 4 one more time. Justin Coleman going to try the outside lane. Not able to do anything. Meanwhile, back behind, Tate Payne able to get around Brady Cox for the 9th spot. 8th spot, sorry. But back behind them, David Leonard Jr. is under fire from Kyle Heinzelman and Jackson McLaren. McLaren won the B feature here earlier this evening, trying to get back up inside the top 10. We've got action all over the racetrack. Up front, it's Justin Coleman underneath Mark Keatman. They're drag racing down the back straightaway. Coleman going to lunge to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Keatman's got to hold on with everything he's got up top. At the line, 15 laps to go. Dead heat. Give it to Keatman by half of a car. Into turns 1 and 2. Coleman peeks ahead through the center of the corner. He's just got to try and build up the momentum. Look at Brandon Elvis in the 54. He's right there as well. Can he pounce and get around both of these drivers? Chris Smith peeking into view as well. Very good battle for the lead right here. Justin Coleman trying to get the job done on the inside of Mark Keatman. Here comes Brandon Elvis, a push to the back bumper of the 14. He slides up the racetrack a little bit. Keatman able to hang on for now. 13 laps to go here in Nashville. Through 1 and 2 one more time. A Fairgrounds. Keatman trying everything he can to get to hold the 14 at bay. As we go on board with Justin Coleman in the 14, trying everything he can do to get to the inside, or the outside rather, of the 2 machine. You see him trying to drive that 14 around the outside. He's got a good run right here. What can he do with it? Justin Coleman, 11 laps to go. Time starting to run out here. He's got to make a move to get around that 2 machine. Brandon Elvis is right there as well. He looks hungry in the 54. Coleman right there, 10 laps to go. Can Mark Keatman hang on to this victory? Justin Coleman able to get by. Can Brandon Elvis or Chris Smith do something? They're right there as well. 5 cars under a blanket here is Justin Coleman. Peeks to the inside. One more lunge to the bottom side of the racetrack. Come back to 9 laps to go right there. Coleman trying to drive this 14 on the bottom side and make that pass work. Keatman's been able to hang on the entire second half of this run. As once again, the 14 going to have to drop back behind and try and find another way to get around the 2 of Mark Keatman. We've got 8 laps to go. If you're Justin Coleman, you're trying to find something, a way to get to the outside, but here comes Brandon Elvis to the inside. The 54 machine up into the 2nd spot. Does he have anything for Mark Keatman in the number 2? Brandon Elvis up into the 2nd position here with 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go for Mark Keatman down the back straightaway. He's got Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman hot on his tail. Can they do anything here late in the running to change the outcome here? 6 to go for Mark Keatman. 6 laps to go. Mark Keatman right there hanging on for dear life as Brandon Elvis is right there in the back bumper. We're going to have 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for Mark Keatman. Trying to get on Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman right there hot on his tail. Meanwhile, behind him, Zach Murphy underneath Chris Smith trying to battle for the 4th spot. As into turns 3 and 4, Brandon Elvis going to peek the nose. Contact between Keatman and Elvis off the corner. 4 laps to go. Elvis trying everything he can to pass Mark Keatman for the victory. Elvis down on the bottom side of the racetrack, a little bit more contact, leaning on each other on the exit of turns 1 and 2. Big contact there. The 54 of Elvis is sideways. Coleman trying to peek his nose in as well. Brandon Elvis, contact once again on that left rear quarter panel. 3 laps to go for Mark Keatman. Justin Coleman's right there as well in the 14. We've got 3 cars battling it out for the race win. Elvis right there through the center of the corner once again. Coleman going to have the run on the exit of turns 1 and 2. He's going to try and do it on the top side. The popsicle sticks are up though. 2 laps to go for Mark Keatman. 2 to go for the number 2 machine, the Iowa driver, trying to pick up his first victory here tonight in the Street Stock Showdown. He's got Justin Coleman hot on his tail one more time. What does Coleman have to say about it? The white flag is going to be out. 1 more lap to go for Mark Keatman in the 2. Coleman going to try and peek to the inside here. He's got to run. Coleman to the bottom side of the racetrack one more time through turns 1 and 2. What can the 14 of Justin Coleman do? Down the back straightaway they go. Into turns 3 and 4 one more time. The 14 of Justin Coleman going to drive it in through the center of the corner as hard as he can. But Mark Keatman is going to pick up the victory here at Fairgrounds. A good battle till the end right there. Mark Keatman from the pole is going to pick up the victory. But a heck of a run there. He had to hold off Justin Coleman and Brandon Elvis for the back half of the race entirely. Over 20 laps those 3 battled. And Mark Keatman is going to come home and collect the victory. He's going to rightfully burn it down here on the front straightaway. Or try to at least. But Mark Keatman picks up the victory here tonight. We're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We thank everybody who's watched till this point. We're going to come back with interviews, a word from our top 3 finishers, and wrap things up here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Mark Keatman, your winner. We'll be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers, starting with first our third place finisher up in the booth. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey, man.
Alrighty, well, you came home in the 3rd spot here tonight. Heck of a run. Thought you might have had a shot at it there at the end, but Keatman just looked strong up on that outside lane.
Yeah, man. We were all getting kind of tight right there, and I feel like my car was probably turning. I was probably the faster to 3 up front there, I think. But man, track position was everything. You just couldn't get it done on the bottom, and unless you could get it there right rear on entry, there was no chance you were going to pass without going in this. I mean, I could have run in there and just ran Mark up the hill and probably done something stupid, but it's not worth it to me to do anything like that.
Yeah, you're a very clean racer, and we respect that. And very respectable 3rd place finish here tonight. Gonna do you all right in the points. Coleman was 2nd, but I think he might have qualified better than him. So, still a great run for you here tonight. 3rd place spot. Is there anybody that you have to thank, help get you another podium?
Yeah, man. Shout out Coleman Design, keeping these paints looking good for us. Yeah. So him and Mark just made a wager. If Coleman won, Mark was going to give him $10. If Mark won, he was going to get a free paint. So you can bring that up in a minute. But thank them, Good Race Mark, Barrel's Performance, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coastal Performance, all the guys on my team at Elvis Coleman Racing, my wife for allowing me to do this for sure. I really appreciate it. So this is my last night of the week of racing, and mom and dad, everybody else who watches, tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, always got to thank our viewers. Nonetheless, congratulations. Another good run for you here tonight. Next week, we head to Hickory. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a tight track. How do you plan on piloting the 54 there next week?
Man, just got to qualify in the lucky position, whichever it's going to be. I don't know, man. I think Hickory, if we can get the same kind of racing we had tonight, Hickory will be really good because it's a really racy racetrack and multiple grooves work, and you can kind of move around and get some things working for you there. If everybody stays, the same crowd shows up next week, it's straight up tonight, I think we'll be good to go. It'll be a fun race, and wherever we finish is wherever we finish.
Alrighty, well, sounds like you've got a good plan and some optimism heading into next week at Hickory, but congrats on your run here tonight at Fairgrounds.
Thank you, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your 3rd place finisher, Brandon Elvis. Now we'll grab a word from our 2nd place finisher up in the broadcast booth. It'll be Justin Coleman. You got a problem? Or you got a... What have I said? You got a copy. I think I just heard something that I transferred into what I was saying. Justin Coleman up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Alrighty, well, 2nd place spot here tonight. I thought you were going to be close there at the end. You gave it a heck of a... I mean, you gave it everything you had right there at the end, trying to get around. Mark Keatman he looked really strong up on the outside lane, looked tough to pass. Good run for you here in 2nd, though. I
appreciate it. Yeah, that middle lane, that middle top was the preferred line tonight. I could get underneath him, but man, it'd get so tight I couldn't do nothing with it. So he'd sneak back by me, and I'd get another run on him, and it's just the bottom was too tight tonight. But that was a hell of a race. That was fun. That's got me sweating over here.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a lot of fun. And originally when we saw that speed and you were climbing up to the back bumper of Keatman, I thought we were going to see what we saw last week. You get the lead and just take off from there. But he kept you honest and kept you in that 2nd spot. I heard you guys had a little wager before the race. Tell me about that.
Yeah, he mic'd up and asked if I wanted to do a little wager. And I said, yeah, well, let's hear it. He said, if you finish in front of me, I'll give you $10. If I finish in front of you, then you do me a late model stock scheme. I was like, sounds good. So he came out like a bandit tonight. He got him $30 and a free paint scheme.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun little friendly bet there. You guys were so close too. My dad bets on NASCAR races with his buddy on Sunday, and it looks like whenever people bet against each other, their 2 drivers are always right there, and it's always down to the wire at the end. But this week it's Keatman getting the better of you. I'm sure you'll get the better of him. Before the end of the season, you'll get him back. But nonetheless, great run here tonight. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish?
I appreciate it. Thank you for running this league and broadcasting. You do a great job, and this is a hell of a league. Thank all my sponsors: Coleman Design, Coastal Performance, Shock IRacing Performance, Chestnut Hill the restaurant, Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication, Gibbs Brothers Construction, BH Homes Construction, Parker Brothers Window Tinting, and shout out my team ECR, Chris and Brandon here tonight. Brandon was giving me a run for my money too. I was fighting him off and trying to fight Mark. I was like, golly, what's going on? But that was a hell of a race, man. That was probably the best race to date. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun from up here in the booth. Nonetheless, though, congratulations, Justin, on another great run here tonight.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, let's try and not botch this introduction, but this man doesn't need one. He led all 50 laps here tonight. Very, very good battling there at the end. Very good defensive driving for Mark Keatman up in the booth. You got a copy.
10-4, sir.
Alrighty, well, you started on the pole here tonight, qualified in the 5th spot. Got the lead early there from Justin Coleman. A couple of cautions. You were an ace on the restart and had to play a lot of defense there at the end. Great defensive driving. Got you the victory here this evening. Held off Coleman and Elvis there for the last 25 laps. How'd you do it?
I mean, yeah, that was a hell of a battle between Coleman and Brandon. Them two raced me really clean. The only chance I had was just fighting up on the top side after a while. I was just so tired. I think I burned my tires up early, but I think after, I don't know, 5-10 laps or so, I figured out that they couldn't get by me down there on the bottom. I was like, well, the top's the move. But they definitely had a chance to move me out of the way or wreck me, and they didn't. So hats off to those guys. They always race me really clean. But it was a blast, man. That was a lot of fun there at the end. I thought I was going to run away with it early, but after a couple restarts, man, they were right there with me.
Yeah, they were right there on your tail. It looked like I didn't think we were going to see that big of a gap, and you kind of stretched it out a little bit there, and then we had a caution, re-racked them, and that second time they didn't let you get away, and you had to really hold them off, but you did it. You ended up in victory lane. Who do you have to thank for your first victory of the season?
I got to thank, you, Coleman, everybody that puts this deal on. Thanks to Carter after he had troubles early. He stuck by and spotted me. He probably helped me out the most. And they got to thank RKM Setup Shop, Coleman Designs for painting this beautiful race car we got here. And got to thank K-Cars Race Cars. That's my team, so we do quite a bit with everything. So just a shout out to everybody.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on a well-earned victory here tonight. Next week we head to Hickory. I know you like that track. How you feeling?
Hickory will definitely be a blast. It's a bull ring. It's not like this super speedway style that we had here tonight, but we'll probably see some good action. Probably quite a few cautions. Hopefully not, but it'll be a beat and bang type race. So we'll just have to see if we come out of there clean or not.
Alrighty, well, sounds like you got a good game plan going into next week, but congratulations on being the winner of the Coleman Design 50 here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Winston. Like I said, thanks to everybody that puts this deal on. It's a lot of fun to race.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, that was Mark Keatman, driver of the number 2 machine, picking up the victory here tonight. A well-earned victory. We will get the results of our race up on the screen right here, so we can see where everybody ended up. Mark Keatman from the pole, I should say, picks up the victory. Justin Coleman right behind in second. Brandon Elvis third. Chris Smith, another top 5. Make it 7 for 7 for the driver of the 80 machine. Zach Murphy comes home in the 5th spot. Austin Godfrey comes home 6th in the number 1. Zach Coyer 13th. Brady Cox comes home 8th. David Leonard Jr. gonna come home 9th. Jackson McLaren makes his way up into the top 10 after winning the B feature. Carter Hollingsworth comes home 11th in the 5. David Lux, the 104 machine, comes home 12th. Jeremiah Woods from the B feature comes home 13th. Ryan Hufford 14th. Todd Lamphere comes home 15th. Zane Bierman from the B feature and Kyle Heinzelman as well, 16th and 17th. And rounding out the field out back, Tate Payne, Carter Russo, and Trey Ashworth. They had trouble early. A couple laps down. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us here this evening. We will check you guys back out next week at the Hickory Motors Speedway. Get a look at the schedule right here. Wilkesboro the week after that. 2 exciting weeks coming up. Not going to want to miss them, but until then, thank you to everybody who tuned in this evening on the WD Broadcasting Network here at the Fairgrounds. Always a fun time here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown. Make sure you follow them on Facebook. Follow the WD Broadcasting Network right here as well if you were enjoying tonight's coverage. But until then, until next week, I think that's everything. I am your host, Winston Deal, and we will see you guys next week on True Sim Productions, then back here for Hickory. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off one more time. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.